How do lawyers establish negligence in car accidents caused by lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings in Tennessee? Establishing negligence in car accidents caused by the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings in Tennessee involves a targeted legal approach. Here's a comprehensive guide on how lawyers can navigate this specific scenario. 1. Investigate the accident scene. Begin by thoroughly investigating the accident scene, paying specific attention to the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings. Document the conditions, road layout, and any factors contributing to the absence of proper warnings. 2. Consult wildlife experts. Engage wildlife experts to assess the area and provide insights into the likelihood of wildlife crossings. Their expertise can help establish the need for proper signage and warnings to alert drivers to potential wildlife hazards. 3. Identify responsible parties. Determine the entities responsible for road maintenance, signage, and wildlife management in the area. This may involve government agencies, municipalities, or private entities. Identifying the responsible parties is crucial for establishing liability. 4. Compliance with safety standards. Assess whether the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings complies with safety standards and regulations. Non-compliance may strengthen the case for liability. Familiarize yourself with relevant safety guidelines applicable to wildlife crossings in Tennessee. 5. Eyewitness testimonies. Gather eyewitness testimonies regarding the absence of signage and any wildlife-related incidents at the location. Eyewitness accounts can provide critical perspectives on the role of inadequate warnings in causing or exacerbating the collision. 6. Document injuries and damages. Document injuries and damages resulting from the car accident caused by the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings. Medical records, photographs of injuries, and estimates for vehicle repairs are crucial for establishing the impact on the victims. 7. Evaluate comparative negligence. Consider the potential role of comparative negligence. In Tennessee, if the injured party is found partially at fault, their compensation may be reduced. Assess whether the lack of signage contributed to the accident and if the injured party exercised reasonable care. 8. Legal research. Conduct legal research to understand precedents and relevant laws in Tennessee. Familiarize yourself with cases that involve inadequate warnings for specific road hazards, such as wildlife crossings, and explore how courts have interpreted liability in similar situations. 9. Environmental factors. Consider environmental factors that may have influenced the need for adequate signage, such as local wildlife patterns, time of day, or seasonal variations. These factors can contribute to the overall assessment of liability. 10. Expert testimonies. Engage expert witnesses, such as wildlife biologists or road safety professionals, to provide testimonies. Their expertise can help clarify technical aspects and establish a connection between the lack of adequate signage and the accident. 11. Legal representation for victims. Provide legal representation for victims affected by the car accident caused by the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings. Advocate for compensation for injuries, medical expenses, and other losses resulting from the absence of proper warnings. 12. Negotiation and litigation. Engage in negotiation with responsible parties or their insurance carriers. If a fair settlement cannot be reached, be prepared for litigation. A strong legal case will support your efforts in seeking justice for the victims impacted by the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings. By following these steps, lawyers can effectively establish negligence in car accidents caused by the lack of adequate signage for wildlife crossings in Tennessee. This approach aims to hold responsible parties accountable and secure compensation for the victims affected by the absence of proper warnings.